Henry McClure live. I ran into Braxton Copley after a meeting today that I had down with the city, and I had to confess that my last meeting on evening side, where you do the pre-application meeting, it was awesome. Hey, you better report that if that's happening. It was awesome. The only thing I don't like about it is I don't really like meeting over Zoom or over the internet. I enjoy meeting people and being in the room and talking about it. It's more personal that way. But if that's my only complaint, I got none. So I'm waiting for a quote to get the engineering done. We're just going to do a plat. We're just going to plat the property. Some say, well, that ought to be multifamily. Okay, buy it. Buy it from me, turn it into multifamily. I can do some residential lots, just extend Evening Side Drive. Right there, it would be at the intersection if 37th went straight through 37th and Evening Side. That's what I got going on, and it worked great. Thank you. I want to thank the city of Topeka. I want to thank the planning department. Hey, I'm grateful, and it went good, and it was funny. Uh, they want me to put sidewalks out there, and I don't want to put sidewalks out there. And it's a hayfield. And think about Topeka. Think about how many places in Topeka have you gone where you don't have sidewalks, curbs, gutters, anything like that. Go to Oakland. I can show you neighborhoods all over by West Avondale. There are places all over our town where there aren't sidewalks, curbs, and gutters, and we're doing okay. And all I'm saying is, look, we don't have to put the burden on the new development if you really could get along without it. So I'm kind of grousing over the sidewalk comment, and somebody from the city goes, "Hey, well, they're not going to attach to sidewalks." And I go, I don't know who said that, but I love you. Thanks. But hey, that's the truth. We're moving Evening Side along, and we're gonna ask for some zoning at 37th and Wanham, 37th and Gage. Quite frankly, I do want to say I was with a friend today, and she said, you ought to change your tone about Advisors Excel. And they do a lot of great things, and they do a lot of great things, and I admire the guy's success. But just because you do a lot of great things doesn't mean you get to do one bad thing. And I shouldn't be. I'm I'm the antithesis of Elon Musk financially, but hey, I don't agree with that deal. It's taxpayer money, and we should do things differently. I'd like Cody Foster to come on the show. I'd like Mike Morris and Ed Eller to come in and explain, as business people, why the AT&T is a good idea. I'm going to core request the minutes from the Go Topeka meeting, because we've got NGOs making decisions on where taxpayer dollars go, and it's just not fair. Here we've got a $20 million shortfall with the city of Topeka. They're wanting to raise sales tax. They're financially insolvent, right? They're not running their business appropriately. And what I think DOGE is doing on a nationwide basis, that's going to open up people's eyes. if we do away with the Department of Education, should we consider doing away with the Department of Education in Kansas? How do we start getting more money to students? How do we get more money to teachers? We don't need all these administrations. A friend of mine was telling me today that they had a plan where there'd be 10 administrations over the whole state of Kansas. And it didn't have legs because it couldn't get support. We've got a veto proof. We got a veto proof Senate and House if you're a Republican. What a perfect time to change property taxes. Change the way we assess the properties. You can't live on a false narrative of, well, this is really what it should be worth. No. A property's only worth what it will, what a guy will pay for it and what a guy will sell for it. But I shouldn't be humiliated, talked down to, said I'm crazy, oh, he's drinking again, probably using drugs, just because I'm telling you the truth. And that's what's amazing. I don't know how the people, I don't know where the other party nationwide's going. How do you get mad when they're pointing out where all the wasteful spending is coming from or going to? You know, how do you get mad that it's the exposure? You know what's really crazy? It's why Cash Patel isn't confirmed. The Babylon Bee says the other day, well, they're over there burning documents. Oh, I love Pam Bondi. You know, well, we're not going to give federal funds to sanctuary cities. I don't know if you guys remember, it wasn't too long ago in one of my Henry McClure lives, I'm making videos of the big white buses, and I've got the police chief telling me to not say that anymore in my videos. You know, and my friend Marcus Miller said that he got threatened, and he felt it was important to carry a gun. You know something? If you guys are going to clip me, it was my time. I'm not afraid to die, but I'm also not afraid to live right. This has been, this Cash Patel, I'm going to read this book. These are actually readers with sunglasses. Hey, yeah, I want to look cool. Hey, here we are. Chitlin', mama, chitlin', baby. Mama, baby, mama, baby. The deep state, the truth, and the battle for our democracy. Cash Patel. Government gangsters. Government gangsters. Kind of an interesting outlook. Just think of the fraud, waste, and abuse where all this federal money is gone. And what Elon Musk is basically just auditing. He's just auditing the government. Hey, he's got all these whiz kids in there. They know numbers. Oh, what? That one guy's name's Big Balls. Big Balls. You gotta say it. You gotta say it with me real quick. Balls. Big Balls. That's his handle on Twitter. Big Balls is 19, and he's got big balls. Well, anyway, Big Balls is out there, and so Elon Musk has big balls, and we've got Pee Wee Herman. That's who we got. We got Pee Wee Herman, and Elon Musk has big balls. You know, we used to have a lawyer around Topeka that would stand up for what was right, and we lost that guy. But what's amazing about what's going on in the big picture is Trump suing and winning. He's won over 100 million lawsuits in what do you call the reward settlements? 100 million in settlements from lawsuits. And I think the biggest thing coming out of the USAID is all the money that they paid um, to the news organizations to basically, it's just like Nazi Germany. I mean, it's Goebbels' playbook. Here, we're going to put out all these lies, and then they call Trump Hitler. Man, they're running out. Their playbook is running out. So, and I'm telling you something. If you want to develop something in Topeka, just walk in and do it. They're nice. They'll take time with you. You just talk about it. I went in today, a bunch of properties that I wanted to know more about. They make time for you. It's awesome. And you know something, when I first moved back to Topeka, I will tell you who the biggest help to me was a fella named Mike Tepley and Neil Dobler. Yeah, Neil Dobler. He was the head of public works, and I got a kick out of him always laughing at me, because I'm coming back, and really when I moved back to Topeka in 2000, it's kind of a different thing because I'm I'm coming from the mall business, and I'm coming from a real, my job down in Florida when I was working for DeVaris Real Estate. My client was John Hancock. What money we had. And we did a project called Net Park Tampa Bay. It is the most successful, Google it. I think Nat Cherry's still down there running it. But we took DeBardlo's first mall that he developed in Florida up on Hillsborough Road, 1.3 million square feet, and we de-leased it. It was funny. So, well, it wasn't funny. It was interesting. And it may be only interesting to me. But they were paying people to get them out of the way. And I go, oh, stop. Oh, Nelly. Oh, Nelly. Whoa. So I go, no, you don't have to pay them to leave. I'll get them to pay us to let them out of the lease. Yeah. I think I made 375,000. We saved 300. We made 375,000 in a couple of weeks. But we needed that money to demo the mall. So what we did was we closed off all the anchor department stores because basically it's completely vacant. And we put vapor barriers between the common area of the mall and the department stores. And we just demoed the inside, demoed the specialty space. And man, I said, look, it's only going to be vacant one more time. But it was fun. It was fun doing this project. And I was telling a friend the other day, I go, look, I've been spoiled my whole career since 1983 working for with the Macerich Company because we were always the big deal, and everybody always wanted to help the malls get better. I'd be more in favor of larger. Uh, we've got to take away all the money from the NGOs. We do. We've got to stop it. And we've got to look, if you look at Go Topeka's employees, they've got guys in there, it's their first job. We can't. So what they've done, they've used the NGOs as like a chessboard, right? Well, we're going to hire this pawn, move him here, and then they'll place the pawns very very smartly, or oh, come on, there's a strategic word that I'm looking for. So they'll place these people in corporations or different places in the city and county, and that's how it's how the deep state is born and grown in a town like Topeka. And if you don't think it's here, Just listen to the people that bitch about my show. Those are the ones. They're part of it. If you call this a show. Anyway, I'm, I'm committed to do the dance. That dance that dude does, man. When Cash Patel gets confirmed, the whole thing's going to change. Did you know that? Let's see if Ziggy knows. Ziggy, do you know how many government employees people took the early retirement?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Ziggy's not up on anything. They unplugged all the Alexa devices at the government due to the fact that the rats are jumping ship. But 65,000 people, I just was watching the news, 65,000 people have taken the early retirement. And that's 65,000 people that had a guilty conscience. Oh, a friend of mine called me up and he goes, "Hey, deal or no deal? Should I take the money or not?" And I said, "No, don't take the money. Write it out. I know the guy. He actually goes to work and works all over and is a talented fella." And I said, "Don't worry about it. Hell, if you get canned, you could do a lot of stuff." And somebody was saying how the private sector is short people. So the whole worm is going to turn as far as it goes to government jobs being paid so well. I think our city manager's gotten himself into a pickle. And I'm not going to say he's a diversity, equity, and inclusion hire. I'm not going to say that. I met the guy. I like the guy. Well, anybody that likes Churchill and can point out you've got to look hard at Churchill's career. But so, and I told this to Dr. Robert, I go, when they turn your back on you, I'll be your friend. Because I know what it's like. You ought to see what they did to Norton Bonaparte. He wasn't a bad guy. He was just trying to make changes. He was a Doge guy. He was ahead of his time. But why are we growing government when we don't grow our town? We don't have to grow government if our population isn't growing. What we need to do is take all the money from the sales tax and put it into infrastructure. We've got a JETO meeting coming up. And why don't you guys come to the meeting? Let's sit in the back. Sign up and talk. Go down there. Look, do what the mayor says. But Trump lost Shawnee County, I think, by 407 votes. So we live in a community that is behind the times as far as the country goes. But Kansas has been that way anyway. Sometimes if it's happening on the East Coast and happening on the West Coast, and look how far left those areas are. New York and California. Well, and I think that's hit home here. It's just my opinion as an American citizen. I get to have that. I do. I get to have that. That's a beautiful thing about our country. But today, we need to create a way to make people want to live here. And we just start with our base of the existing population. We're taxing people out of their houses. There's so many resentments. There's people that see, look what's going on in Lawrence Bay. I'll defend Klossman, but I won't defend the government for not holding his feet to the fire. You got to foreclose You have to foreclose on the fact that the guy hasn't been paying the specials. Because I think he's paying the real estate taxes. But you've got a decade of not paying the specials. Well, that's exactly why you foreclose on him. And doing nothing ain't helping anything, and it ain't putting any money into the coffers. And somebody says, well, he should know better. Well, he's going to get away with it until you hold his feet to the fire. Okay? He's trying to come up with a plan out there. Hold his feet to the fire. See, that's the problem with Topeka. They're not used to telling guys like Klossman what to do. They're not used to telling guys like Cody Foster what to do. Those guys are getting the better deals out of the community, or just deals. Look, Wheatfield ain't a bad deal. Go look at it. I'll tell you, the worst part of Wheatfield is you can't get on I-470. Thank you, KDOT. The one thing that would have taken all the pressure, or no, it would have taken some pressure off of 29th and Fairlawn. The one thing KDOT doesn't give the guy. But I told Spencer here the other day, I go, look, if you only give those two guys all the deals or make the deals with them, it's hard for guys like me and others to come forward. You don't have to have a nickel to be a developer. What you have to have is the good ideas, and you have to know the people to do it. And there are a lot of people that will invest in good deals. They're out there. All right. It's getting hot. It's getting late. I got all hot and bothered talking about the truth. The truth warms you up. And I got a big day tomorrow. Got things to do, people to see. Thanks for tuning in. Man, I got a restaurant for sale. If you want to get in the restaurant business, I got one for sale. I got to redo the listing. Hey, and by the way, if you're listening, the address in the marketing agreement, the media agreement, that's off the internet. That's it. Hey, wait a minute. We got some comments. What do we got going on here? Why does the government or local otherwise feel that they can dismiss laws and statutes applicable? Because we're not holding them accountable. And we've got to get on that citizens committee. I watched the government oversight committee that they put together. I'm telling you something, that was a lot of weak people. If we sent those people out to the wheat field, you couldn't have made a fucking loaf of bread. Hello, MD. How you doing? MD's my YouTube guy. He's over there in the comments. He downloads all my videos and puts a search engine optimization in them and puts graphics on them, and we're growing the YouTube channel. And people are watching that YouTube channel. Thank you, MD. Because look, I can use we'll just go back and archive all my stuff because some of the very same issues. Man, I love it when a guy tries to go deal with Cook and gets shut down. And like the guy I'm talking to is a powerful guy. I'm not going to mention names here because it was in a private conversation. It's not my job. But Kevin's not a good guy for us. I think it was 9,413 people didn't want him to be in office. I never ran for government. But I think I'm happy with the fact that I tried. I drafted a letter to send out, and I'll get with you the weekend. Yeah, let's do it. Don't worry about my input, Robert. And I'm telling you, I keep getting letters from people, the listeners of this show. Thank you. I love you. I'm not the only one that feels this way. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. You're not going to stop me. I'm in the grocery store the other day, and this lady comes up to me and she goes, "Oh, Henry McClure live." Yeah. She goes, "How you doing on that church deal?" And I go, "Hey, I'm working on it." She goes, "Yeah, I tune in." She goes, "You tell the truth. I like that." I got no reason not to tell the truth. It's crazy. I didn't really like my stepdad, but all you had to do is tell the truth. Uh, Mace Siegel at the Macerich Company, all you had to do is tell the truth because Mace could see through it. Mace started out with nothing. It's all real estate. And that's the thing what you guys aren't getting through. If you make your money in healthcare and you make your money in investing, it's a lot different than the guys that make their money in real estate. We're street guys. We get it. It's a different game. But the viewers, the people, the public where I go, they don't want me to quit. A lot of just common people. Okay, so let me ask a question out here to the committee if anybody's watching. Who remembers Archie Bunker? All in the Family. And what's so funny is Meathead was a sponge back then. You know, living at home, living on the family dole, needed to get a job, big left wing guy. You know, Meathead, Rob Reiner and Meathead, they the same guy. And I'd met Rob Reiner, and I called him Meathead the day I met him. It's funny, they were filming Misery. And I was sitting with Jeff Scott at Castle Rock, and he let me actually read the screenplay Misery. But Archie Bunker was a Democrat. And what has happened is I think that the working class Republicans, you know, we've become, for those of you that remember the term blue dog Democrat, and that's a Southern phrase. We even talk Southern, you know. I know how to talk Southern, y'all do. Yeah, you can talk Southern. So I'd rather vote for that blue dog over yonder. I'd rather vote for that blue dog than any Republican ever. You know, that's a Southern, that's a blue dog Democrat. But listen, what's happened is we've become blue dog Republicans. I'm not voting for that guy. They want men in women's sports. They, them, what are pronouns? Are you kidding me? We're not going to use that stuff. We're not going to live with that. And they jammed all that stuff down our throat. Not mine. I like it. Neil Dobler goes, "Henry, you've got to be the most politically incorrect person I've ever met." Hey, thanks, Neil. What, you know, we're already friends. You don't have to talk to me that way. You know, what are you sucking up to me for? Hey, Earl McIntosh, he's going to run for that seat. But yeah, that's what we've become. We've become blue dog Republicans. And where did the Democrats go? You can't be out. They're beginning to look silly. Schumer, the guy with the gold cane, Maxine Waters. We didn't elect Elon Musk. Well, you elected Joe Biden, and then he didn't run the government. You did. It was a puppet government for 4 years. And what about the fact that you said he was okay? And here's the craziest thing about the whole thing is Fetterman's coming over to our side. Hey, so everybody that stood up for Fetterman to get him elected, you know, poor dude had a stroke. Maybe he's getting better. Well, we know he's getting better. He voted for Pam Bondi, and it shouldn't be. We've got to quit dividing ourselves. You know, you, you, I think he divides us for me being a white guy. I actually like Mike Padilla deep down. You know, when we're talking, when we're in public, he doesn't um, he doesn't have bad energy. I I just think he's a little over his head for his actual job, but that still doesn't make him a bad guy. We just need more people to come forward, and we need more people. I'm telling you, we're going to really need to get people out in the midterms. We got to start thinking about getting the vote out today, because we got to get the vote out. We the people have to get engaged back into our government. We got to get the citizens committee going. See, what I like about the citizens committee, when you look at the people that are supposed to be on the citizens committee, it really does away with the chamber, the Greater Topeka Partnership, because all they are is an NGO that is, they're like the lobbyist. They're the ones giving away the money, making sure guys like Henry McClure don't get elected. How far will that guy go? Well, we'll go far enough to get you out. It's time for you to either uh, get a real job. You know, think about it. Matt Pavarnak makes $985.13 a day. And what does he do? What does the guy do? Goes to lunch, politics. Oh, wait. We got another comment here. We didn't elect Elon Musk. Look at unelected bureaucrats who are ripping up. Yeah, exactly. But Donald J. Trump has put Musk in charge of finding fraud, waste, and abuse. And on top of it, Elon Musk isn't drawing a salary. Isn't it nice to hire a rich guy? A dear friend of mine says, Henry, just kill it, make your commissions, build up your war chest, and go to war again. And for those of you that think we're not going to get stuff done because of my big mouth, well, you really can't stop a deal if you're really just following the rules. If you don't ask for anything, you know, a guy can't go down there and go, don't give him a building permit. Well, wait a minute. He followed the rules. He's got a contractor. The guy's got insurance. He's got a proof set of plans. When you don't have to ask for anything, you can still get things done. It's like being a drunk, baby. If you're not weaving all over the road, you're not getting pulled over. I like our police department a lot better sober. And I worry about our police and sheriffs. The amount of people that have just come over the border. I thank God that we've got uh, Pete Hegseth, however you say it. I have a little trouble with his name, but I do like Pete. What a young warrior, you know. Hey, the guy had a colorful life. You know, that's what makes living a good, clean life even better and easier. It's look, I've touched the stove so many times. I've burnt my hands so many times. You know, I drank myself to death. I'm here. I got a second chance. I love life. Thank you. Is Henry McClure crazy? Dr. Carl Meniger said we all are. I asked him personally. Ask Rosemary Meniger. She's around town. She'll remember me. Ask her about Ask her about how the clock tower up there's haunted. Man, whoever did Klossman buy that clock tower? You know what's funny about karma is that how it comes around. And I just was watching this thing on YouTube, one of these little videos that said the people you don't help, God, it's in the Bible and all this stuff. And I said, wow, that just sounded like the AT&T deal. But I think that'd make a good housing project, but I'd like to try to buy the project. You know, sometimes a broker runs out of ideas. But the broker, I'd like Mike Morris to come in here and tell me why that deal. And what about the bio-realty people with the Wolf's camera? They want to do that deal. Dude, put up $1 million. And that's what's so funny. It was the best thing since white sliced bread. But now it's not but 2.0 is better because we got another guy that owns it. But the bio-realty guy said that Molly Howie was supposed to be doing the leasing. Now, is that true or not? Molly, come in and tell the truth. Bring Pee Wee Herman as your bodyguard. It's okay. I want to be the first state to eliminate the penny. It costs 3 cents to make a penny today. So let's eliminate the penny. Let's round up to the next nickel and let's use that money to buy down property taxes. Why not? You're going to have to do something different. The last thing they say a church hears before it goes out of business, well, that's the way we've always done it. That's the way we've always done it. And that's what's going on right now with Doge. You know, I've got Shawnee County Doge. I got to work on the website. SNCO DOG. Got it. But and I'll make it to where it's anonymous. You can start pointing out the fraud, waste, and abuse in our town. It's there. You know, sometimes I wonder, why do we have such a fleet of vehicles? Man. Well, could we, I don't know. I loved having a company car. Hey, can we open up the cars at night so people, the homeless, can sleep in them? It's not funny, but, you know, I live downtown and I drive by all the city cars. All right. Any more comments? I think I'm going to go home and drink some of this parasite tea that cleanses the parasites. And I got to take you take magnesium at night. It helps you sleep. And, oh, man. Mark Klein, if you're watching, I'm sending those healing powers. The healing energy that saved my life on May 2nd, 2015. Mark has got type 2 diabetes, and you got to follow Dr. Gundry. Dr. Gundry's diet is to help diabetics, but Mark needs to get his blood sugar in line so he can have surgery on his back. Man, did I tell you guys about the guy that came in here? Been suffering for headaches with years. He won't come on the show, and I'm not going to say his name. But he comes walking in here, and he's kind of staggering. And actually, I just met this guy from him moving here and him watching the show. He goes, "Hey, Henry McClure Live." He goes, I watch you on Facebook. And I've gotten to like this guy. And he kind of comes in and he's a recovery guy. And I go, "What's going on?" And he sits down and he shows me a scar he's got here. They took out a tumor as big as a lime. And he goes, he kind of makes a face. He goes, "It felt like there was like shaving cream in my head." And finally got an MRI. And they took out, and And then he shows me on his phone. They got to go back in. They got to do it. They got to get the rest of the stuff out. Man, what a brave soul. What a brave soul. This is what I want to tell you. Don't be afraid to die. And please never be afraid to live right. If you believe in eternal life, all you have to do today is start living your life like you're going to live forever. Your health is so important. The only way they could get me is if they made me eat bad food. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Uh, thanks for your time tonight. Thank you for the therapy session. I'm going to go put my nose into this Kash Patel book, and y'all are going to look forward to seeing me dancing the minute Kash Patel gets in, because this is the day it changes. Because from what I understand, Kash Patel is one of the key reasons that Donald Trump, I think he's the number one fighter against the lawfare that the left threw at our president. And what's interesting about the Trump people, you don't have to go after anybody. All you have to do, the scales of justice are blind. Look at the chick at the courthouse. She got a blindfold on, and the scales of justice are equal. And all we got to do is treat everybody equal. Oh, man, if this is true about Shifty Shift and Epstein Island, he went to the boys division. Probably. But anyway, Henry McClure Live. Can't wait to get into this Kash Patel book. Can't wait to be dancing in the streets the day that dude gets in. And he was telling Shifty Shift about how he himself was prosecuted by the FBI. I think his point is really, really cool. When he said he wanted to make the J. Edgar Hoover Building a museum, well, the point he was making was there's 39,000 FBI agents all over the country. 7,000 of them are in Washington, D.C. I mean, that's probably a good place to where all the criminals are. We elected. But he just wants them out in the streets solving problems. Oh, man, I'm telling you something. I love the press secretary. She is so sharp. That girl can be president if she ever decided she wants to be president. She's doing such a good job. Have a good night. Nobody's told you they love you. Know that I love y'all.